Network going spectator immediately, right?
Yes.
Alright, let's get this thing going.
Is it live?
It is live. We are live. MadoX, you'll come join on the server. Will you take a look at our chats and make sure everyone who was waiting for the stream to start is able to see it? I'm hoping that the scheduled stream worked with this. I don't see any viewers active yet.
Very good. Even show you live on my screen.
Got an error.
Mindy is live. I'm getting the notification. Eclipse versus Evolve Gaming.
Just got it.
Capitals or small letter DGL?
One letter.
We are gonna have to...
Pause.
Okay, it's not gone live on the scheduled event though.
DGL20.
Give me the link for the stream, someone.
I've got it.
It's posted in TeamSpeak.
Posted it on the schedule one.
Thank you. Okay, live link is up.
Sure that the Facebook link is also correct, huh?
Yeah, I'm posting.
Let's run that up and
we
let's
need to figure that out.
jump
Sorry
in the
about
server.
that, guys.
We'll be working on figuring out this scheduled event for next time. Wonderful. And let's wait for everyone to get in. Normal start times of 8 o'clock are never
Small
true.
letters DGL20, Stallion.
Not working. Yeah, return.
Check your caps lock.
Okay, then we get going. We wait for it to get running, and so tonight we have iVe Eclipse versus
Evolve Gaming.
Evolve Gaming. This is going to be an exciting one. It's been a while since I've got to watch some good level Counter-Strike going. Perhaps I can learn a bit more from last time. Hey, MadoX.
I hope so, because guys have asked me today if that's been happening, and I think you've learned quite a lot.
Oh, I even got the comments that perhaps I should just let it auto-spectate this time, but we'll see what we can get from that. Also, to any of our viewers who I see are slowly trickling in, we'll be having a giveaway at the end of the stream if, between the lot of you, we can reach 50 consecutive viewers. Once 50 consecutive viewers, one of my assistants here, the MadoX and Stallion, will take note of everyone who is online, and we'll be giving away a copy of Alien Isolation. So spread the word if you can hear it. We'll repeat that a couple times as we start getting set up. We're still waiting on one more player from Evolve Gaming from the looks of it. Let's test these settings here. Ping's looking fine, FPS looking fine.
I am getting notifications from one of the iVe players that I didn't join the spectate properly, so let's see if I can fix that. I'll be back.
Alright, take a look at that. As far as I can tell, we're running off the GoTV link here. So just confirming with you, MadoX, this is another scrim going through. We haven't lit live season yet.
Yes, this is another scrim that is happening. So
what do you know about the Evolve Gaming team that you can inform me of?
at the moment, unfortunately, I have no information with regards to them.
Well, then what?
Hopefully we can get in contact with their captain, and maybe he can join us on TeamSpeak after the game, and
that would be fantastic to hear a bit about their team, their players. I really enjoyed learning more about members of our CSGO community and who plays who.
yes, we're also looking forward to getting our the iVe captain in, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say at the end of the game.
Yeah, see if anything's changed from the last time we spoke to him. I noticed them all the time practicing away and scrimming, looking to take this season quite seriously.
Yeah, no, I'm very keen for this.
Okay, I believe...
Unfortunately, I'm still having some issues. They won't let us live spectate the game, so we're gonna have to try and figure this out.
Understandable. Well, we do want to use the GoTV links. I believe I am connecting myself through GoTV, so all our viewers will be able to spectate on me on the official GoTV spectate system and program, which we've been practicing on. Have either you or Stallion managed to connect to the server yet?
I am online.
So we got Stallion online. That's a nice change up from our last time that we casted, where it was just myself and MadoX. We're bringing in a bit of a sneaky little shot there for anyone watching the stream. We're getting to bring in a bit of a professional in the CSGO scene. Or what would you call yourself as, Stallion? Someone who knows a little bit more than either of us, I guess?
Novice.
A novice. Humble as always.
I think at the moment all of us are novice, due to the fact that I'm not up about.
Oh well, if I was a noob last week, I'd be happy to be a novice this week. Okay,
Cool.
viewership climbing. We will wait till the start of the knifing round before we switch over to a dedicated spectate, and I'll get rid of this little camera you see in the side of me. We want to focus on the gameplay, not on this beautiful mug.
Okay, Mindy, there's a small issue. If you could change the name to iVe Eclipse versus Element Gaming on your stream.
Element
And-
Gaming.
You go do the same thing. Go to View Servers, and then you click on Spectate and not Game. That was my fault. They didn't clarify that with me. I have to leave the game, unfortunately.
Oh, I always went to spectate on the
What
list
the
there.
problem is, huh? What?
Okay, so we re-going live again.
Oh, you didn't. You have to stop the stream.
I had to stop the stream, unfortunately, to rename that.
Oh, but it's currently minicast iVe. Oh, that is wow, and it actually shows that you're currently still on.
Yep, I managed to change that over. Apologies for that brief mistake, and we are back. So it seems everyone's loaded in here. We have on iVe Eclipse side, Flanky, Contact, Shock, Psycho, and we have just lost connection of Buddha. So much for everyone being ready. And from Evolve Gaming, Achilles, Coolid, Speed, Matty, and Hooligan. Interesting to see what goes here. Just waiting on the go from the captains. We'll start up the knife round. I see some of them are clicking up ready, so it must be almost time for us to get this going. Gonna
Get
swap
this
over
game
to
going,
the
guys.
dedicated car stream now. And that should take a moment or two to load. And here we go.
Online and spectating.
Oh yeah, did you use the spectator function?
If that is correct.
Right, let's see what the game has in store for us tonight.
Be tweaking some of the settings of this so that we can get rid of some of the transition effects between the players and the spectator stats, so we can have a smooth running between everyone here.
Alright, so it looks like they're ready to go live. Message
Fantastic.
from one of the players saying that it is all sorted. Ready.
And we're ready to go. Looks like almost everyone's readied up there, waiting for a couple players on each team. And we will
yes.
start tonight's cast.
Alright, so if everyone in the chat, if you want to get a game, we're doing a giveaway. If you want Alien Isolation, like, what's our goal before we give away the game?
So, we discussed it amongst ourselves, MadoX, and we believe if we get 50 simultaneous viewers at any point during the stream, we will give away a copy of Alien Isolation. For anyone who doesn't know what the game's about, it is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I remember from my childhood watching the original Alien movies, and they were bad enough. Now you get to be the unfortunate victim yourself. And try and hide from some terribly overpowered monster.
This game sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Yes.
What do you think, Stallion, by just the sound of everything, or the background of what Mindy has told us? Do you think the game sounds interesting?
Sounds interesting, but I'm terrified of horror games, so it's a no-go for me.
Oh, it's definitely brown pants time then, Silent.
Well,
Stallion.
look at us. I've got to admit, there's 3 sissies sitting and casting this game. I won't play any horror game either.
Well, then I believe that can be an even bigger challenge, that if we can get those 50 live viewers and give away this game, I will nominate any one of us 3 casters to do a live let's play of Alien Isolation as a demonstration of the game that we'll be giving away.
I managed to make it through level 1 of Dead Space 1, and I never opened the game after that. I found myself out of any horror games.
Our last giveaway, Dead by Daylight, I got a total game time of 22 minutes. It reached the setup, the choose the character, loading into game, and then some giant monster came and hit me with an axe, and I quit the game and never installed it again.
No, scary games are too scary for me.
Okay, looks like we're waiting for the last few readies from Evolve Gaming, and we should be moving on to knife round any moment now.
So,
Reply
what
to
shall
your-
we... Oh, sorry, carry on, Stallion. I started
As to your
speaking up.
question earlier, who Evolve Gaming is, I got there on their page, and they say they're a newly formed team, but the team values comes all the way from 1.6 back in 2005.
Wow, so we have some old school gamers. I remember back in my day I started playing Counter-Strike on 1.6 and played it up until about last year when people told me I was hell of a behind the times and I got to catch up to the new Counter-Strike games.
Anyway, Stallion, have you got in contact with the Evolve Gaming captain? Is he keen to join us after the game for an interview?
I haven't got contact with him.
Well, we can invite them all for a bit of a chat. I always like hearing what people have to say. Do we know who it is on their team? Is it any of the players we see loaded in right now?
No, I actually do not know who is the captain of Evolve Gaming.
Not a clue.
But I know who the captain is of Innovation Eclipse, and that is Contact.
And as usual, we'll get him in after this game. Have a chat with him.
I've asked him, and he is keen to join us afterwards.
Fantastic. Have a bit of a banter between the 2 captains, see if they have any tips for each other.
So let's look at the chat. Hello, Dylan. How are you doing? What a stream. Yes, this is an amazing stream. Thank you for tuning in. Omakrati is with us as well. Shout out to...
Greetings, Omar. Another IVE player coming to join us. Thank you for the support, guys.
And Dylan wants to know, is asking 11 FPS.
11 FPS. Where do you see that, Dylan? Is that what's coming through on the stream right now? Will you just have a chat there with Dylan MadoX? You can speak to him live. I believe the stream has a 10-second delay for us.
I think your... Oh, he says your net graph showed 11 FPS for a second.
That would be when I was alt-tabbing back and forward from...
I think he might have mistaken the ping in FPS.
I see I can get a standard of about 160 FPS here with a sub 10 millisecond ping. We'll see if we can keep that throughout the stream. And it is the knife round. We have a very interesting knife there by Speed. Wow. Haven't seen that before in my time.
What maps they choose. What's actually what side they choose.
So is this going to be the...
Welcome to the stream.
So is this going to be the first map we're playing on tonight, MadoX?
So Speed is the captain for the casters, eh?
Okay,
Speed is the captain for
of Element Gaming.
Evolve Gaming, MadoX.
Oh my word, I'm getting...
We're going to put you in the naughty corner. Oh, Speed goes down. Shox takes another kill. And Evolve wins the knife round. Let's see what calls they want.
Evolve are winning. I'm confused because it shows that Eclipse is currently in T
That is a
side.
good point. So I see IVE Eclipse has all the Evolve players and Evolve has all the IVE Eclipse players. Bit of a confusion there between the two teams. But from the players it would have been... and now they've just done the exact reverse. Evolve swapping over to CT on the name board with all the Eclipse players in that team.
And again, sorry, but it looks like the names have been set up on the wrong side again.
So for clarity for anyone, counter-terrorist is IVE Eclipse. They won the knife round, and the game is live. Let's see where first contact's going to be. It looks like people are rotating round to B.
This a B push from Evolve Gaming. Oh, and Psycho and Buddha taking out two
Contact
players.
down.
And the trade kill by Evolve as they loaded two players in IVE.
Early bomb down by Evolve.
And
But
IVE
a solid
cleans up
push from
and
IVE. Defuse
there comes
time
the
and they take
defuse.
round 1.
Well played, IVE. That was nice trade kills by both teams.
I wonder how many times you're going to get caught out this stream, MadoX, with the Evolve and Eclipse name changes.
Oh yes. That
Keep count of that, Stallion. We'll take punishments after this for every mess up we casters get.
Got my little notepad out.
Looking forward to it.
Next to MadoX's name.
So SMG's up for Eclipse and normal second round eco for the terrorists. It's quite a normal strategy to see where the terrorists would only buy 1 or 2 grenades and armor for the second round, saving up for that 3700 AK buy on the third round.
And it looks like Evolve is going to waterfall down in drop. Let's see what Evolve can do and how Buddha handles second and Buddha handles this drop.
Smoke and drops. Killy's creeping forward slowly but surely.
Yeah, they
Smell Eclipse underneath and contact! Evolve takes that, losing 1 and taking 2. Quick reply by Shox, taking another 2 killers down. Contact flanking them up behind.
Psycho takes down Khalid and Contact taking speed.
And Eclipse managed to hold on to that second round. But this is the terrorist time to shine when they can finally afford 1 or 2 AKs. Oh, that was a difficult round for them. Only 2 players on their team passing that $3,700 mark. Let's see if they decide to do another eco round and then wait for a full team buy-up on the following round.
Yes, Dylan, I am a PUBG legend, and yes, unfortunately, no, I am not a Nova in CS. I am a global elite. Get that correct, thank you.
It seems we have a disconnect from what I can see on Evolve's side. Losing their... is that their captain that has dropped off?
Contact is
And
fine.
yes.
The team names have been switched around. Looks like they'll be fixing it for us.
Maybe they finally noticed that.
Yeah, they say it's a server glitch, so they just has to inform you about this. So this is not, it is the server glitch.
A server glitch, unfortunate. We have a buy-up of AWP there, so terrorists decide to go in hard, and the AK on Achilles, still waiting for the return of the final player for Evolve.
And it looks like Evolve has voted for a timeout as Speed has dropped, and they're waiting for Speed to reconnect. So while that happens...
What is a team without their captain, eh?
Interesting to note that the Evolve guys are ranked 144 on the DGL ladder, while the Eclipse guys are ranked 29. The guys are coming in as the underdogs on this game.
Now, are we aware that whether that is just because Evolve are a new team and haven't yet to make a name for themselves? Are any of the players known out there amongst the CSGO community? Probably a difficult question to ask my commentators without any further knowledge of the two teams.
I am not too clued up with regards to the team in the CSGO community. If anyone in chat can lecture us on that, please feel free to let us know. I know some of our IVE players are known in CSGO community.
So it looks like we have a full buy-up from the terrorist team there. We have 4 AKs and Kulid on his beautiful sniper rifle, and Orp there, the one-shot wonder. And let's see what Evolve can do with this full economic buy-up now. So we see IVE have grouped roundabout drop, smoked up on Achilles there. Where will first contact come? Kulid on his scout, I do believe. That is a scout, not an AWP. Nope, that is an AWP. I always get the two mixed up, but that sound is something that I remember from my times of being absolutely destroyed.
Oh, and Achilles taking out second-hand Buddha. Buddha was at drop down, so that is a frag for Evolve. Let's see if they're going to push the east side.
Flanky returns the shot to Achilles.
Trade kill. Well played, well played.
See, Maddie dodges a flash, but gets shot down by Psycho. All of Evolve are grouping around the bomb now. Man advantage to Eclipse. Let's see if Contact spots anyone at drop here. Throws another Molotov.
And Khaled is with the trusting his AWP as he is facing down drop. And Flanky's going to walk straight into the crossfire. Oh! And he peeks just before Khaled pulled the trigger.
See if Khaled gets any good shots off here. There goes the grenade.
Flanky takes down Hooligan.
Khaled with the return.
Psycho. And with the kill on Flanky, this AWP is doing damage to the IVE team. Ooh, Speed takes down Shoxy with 22 HP left. Do you think Speed Contact gonna take?
Sure that
Speed planting there.
Is right behind them.
And IVE Eclipse wins the round as the terrorists run out of time when planting the bomb.
A very close play there.
Unlucky.
Khaled manages to keep his AWP from the previous round. Keeps his economy high, but the rest of his teammates plays with only pistol. Interesting choice with the 2 shotguns there from my Eclipse.
See if Contact and Khaled can make any shots here. Contact tempting to peek him. Achilles at drop with the smoke.
Him setting up there by the Bravo long. They run straight into the fire of Flanky and
Contact smoking up, probably looking for the flank. Ooh, Achilles drops down. Maddie creeping forward into the smoke line. And it looks like Evolve have committed to a B. Flanky waiting on that drop. Down to just 2 lone members. Let's see if Khaled can pull out some of those amazing AWP shots. Contact drops down to Hooligan.
Contact starts a flank.
Starts a flank and Flanky finishes it.
Looks those shotguns did some major damage to the terrorists and boosted IVE's economy as Buddha got 2 kills with the shotgun at drop down. What a play. Well played. Now it's buy up by IVE and it's another eco from Evolve.
Looks like we're getting a B rush here.
Right, it's interesting to note that Hooligan had $5,000 in his bank account. But
Value kill for Achilles on Psycho. Achilles takes the weapon and puts down some flanking fire, but Flanky gets another 2 quick kills. Shocks dropping Achilles. Bomb goes down, they get the economy from that, and it's down to Kullard as the final member alive, taken out by Shocks.
That you were saying about Vol's economy. I want to hear your perspective of what your opinion is on that situation.
A hooligan that had the economy to buy up on utility started to go against the buy, and it might have influenced them at their end there.
Well, I think it did, because now Evolve has 2 AWPs and Eclipse also has 2 AWPs. Now let's see, will Flanky go and chill in Chicken Coop, or Flanky and Colored are gonna have a 1v. Unfortunately, Flanky lost that 1v1 duel against Colored and just simply got out AWPed. Anyone in the stream, we need 55 views before we give away Alien Isolation. So please share the link to the stream. Let your friends join so we can give away that game. Well, let's get back to the game. Buddha on 8 HP watching drop down. Well, Achilles in. It happens over there.
Taking it slow and steady are Evolve. And now they do the push. One of their AWPers are down to Shocks.
A side has been cleared. Bomb is slowly approaching A. But
and look at
time for
Achilles.
Eclipse to set up.
And Achilles with the flank on the 2 Eclipse players. One of them with HP,
Kullard planting in the
HP,
smoke.
and Psycho on full HP.
Achilles gets the perfect flank.
What a
Beautiful
flank
to
by
see.
Achilles. What a flank.
Evolve taking their first round and now have the momentum. Some hesitant buys from IVE Eclipse there. 1 or 2 of their members seem to be deciding who's buying what, who's wasting their economy.
And interesting to note, Contact has bought a weapon for one of his teammates and has reduced his economy to 0. So, those in the chat who know this, is that a good move or was it a terrible decision from Contact? What are your guys' opinion on that? The casters, what's your opinion on with regards to that force buy from Contact?
Well, it's always been my opinion, in team games, you win as a team, you lose as a team. So there's no point keeping your own personal statistics higher if you're going to lose the round as a team. If Eclipse can take this next round off Evolve and return the winning momentum to them, I believe it could go much further than a chance of being able to keep Contact's personal economy a little bit higher.
Contact manages to stick a flank on the bomb carrier. Just fired a shot, but turned counter on that shot. Come back to the question: if you have a full arsenal versus a full arsenal, one guy stuck on pistol, better wasting your, or not wasting, but using up your entire bank account, buy your weapons, and make sure that you've got a full squad thing.
And the chat agrees with you, as Evan says, in that moment teamwork is all that matters, as Mindy had said. And Dylan as well, better for him to buy his member so that they can have a full buy. I think he...
And it looks like at the end of that round it paid off for them. Contact taking the risk, burning his economy, and as a team they pulled it through, and he has enough money to afford himself, if not his weapon of choice, at least a submachine gun the following round. They keep an AWP and at least 3 M16s from the look of it. Forcing a pseudo economy round off of Evolve, and they are doing a B rush, full team running there. Achilles holding B line on smoke.
Let's see what Flanky can do with this AWP on long. If he can get a pick off, because last time he was on long, Colored beat him with regards to AWPing. So, and as soon as I say that, I thought Flanky retired, retreated, but he just retreated. A bang. Up. On long, it looks like it is.
So it looks like Achilles and Speed have opted for the choice of a flank. We have Shocks covering the flank for the CT side there, looking at mid. But Speed is going the full route around the map. He is going around the world as the rest of his team push into B, and
As soon as they push, Flanky and
Speedy takes the kill on Shocks.
Contact.
Speed is the last man alive. Is he gonna save? Picks himself up M16.
Bomb went down rather easy there on B side, while the flank on A caused enough damage to Eclipse to take a bite out the economy. Let's go for the kill.
Evolve decides this is enough fighting for him. Speed drops back, sees if he can catch someone running.
Counter-terrorists win.
So in chat, Dylan said Shocks was playing on top of APC, a weird spot. Now I agree with him, as APC is completely open, a really weird spot to hold. What's your guys' opinion on that? Is it a good spot or a terrible spot?
Well, as you can see from the interaction that they have here, when Speed entered into the A bomb site there, it didn't take him even a fraction of a second to see where Shocks was. And perhaps the only reason he was on top of APC is it did give him visibility of both angles of potential of being flanked there. Is the only reason I can think of.
And Shocks.
Rush on A.
Speed's rushed all the way up. Oh! Flanky manages to get the kill, but takes a lot of damage for its second kill onto Hooligan. A true AWPer. We're down to Kullid. Can he take some blood from iVe?
Nate's being thrown from doors. Knows he's there.
Flanky on 12 HP. Will Khalid get the kill on Flanky? Molly's thrown on stairs. Block Khalid from any vision. And the bomb is in the open. Secondhand Buddha's got vision or has his eyes on the bomb. And Khalid takes down Flanky as he pushes through doors. See what Secondhand Buddha can do. Laying on top of a roof. See the angle? And he does. What a play.
So that is the second member of iVe Eclipse who's decided that on top of APC is the place to camp out on A. I'm wondering if that is a little bit of reverse psychology, perhaps, MadoX? That it is not the place you'd expect a professional player to sit. It is not the wisest of choices, but it is a gamble. And sometimes gambling pays off.
Funny enough, you mentioned that. I've watched pro games, and I've actually seen some of the pros play on that spot. Mainly because I think they know the team calls and communication and everything that the play was last seen there, and they've got a better view of that. Anyone in the chat would like to enlighten us on with regards to that topic? That would be amazing. Stallion, what is your opinion with regards to that?
Having the vantage, having height and a 360-degree visibility, if your communications are good enough, you'll be able to spot the enemy before they can see you.
Oh, Contact gets a beautiful one-tap kill onto Achilles there.
And yeah, this is actually. Can say what you were gonna say.
It seems a little slow on their rotations and on their executes as they prepare to execute on that. Gives Eclipse more than enough time to come back and paint their areas. Plus, when they attack, their use of utility seems to keep them open, and Eclipse can always see them and shoot at them before Valve can get the sneaky pushes through smokes and flashes.
On that note, Stallion, we see Shocks taking a very conservative hiding spot here in A, trying to get the last of the peaks, probably because he knows that the B bomb site is completely secured of all entrances. We see Maddie and Kullig sneaking up here. Contact coming behind them. Gets quickly dropped by Maddie. What will Shocks play B?
I think Shocks is playing it nice and cool and calm and collective. waiting for them to plant the bomb because they've got 4 seconds to.
And there he has sight of the bomb killer, drops Kullid. As his other 2 members push in. He knew that the timer was running low and that they'd have to rush for a bomb plant. And his very sneaky and very conservative spot right at the back there ended up paying off for IVE, and they take 9 out of the first 10 rounds. A desperate eco round for terrorists coming up. Let's see if they can take any blood from IVE. Shox waiting for that mid rush. Takes 1, gets dropped by Speed.
And Buddha coming in with the trade kill.
Kullid going for the flank onto Contact. Buddha gets dropped by Achilles. Achilles return hit by Psycho. Contact getting flanked. And it is down to Kullid.
How many strikes do I have at the moment? Because I have been saying the most. I have not. I don't know what's going on. My words have not been.
MadoX, it took us long enough to teach you how to read and how to read players' name and team names, and then we throw this curveball at you that completely messes everything up. It is no fault of your own.
Confusing me with these hard words to pronounce, guys.
Now, am I seeing this correctly? But on Evolve's side, we have 3 AWPs coming out?
This is South Africa, so we normally don't play according to the means of the rest of the world. So, chat, would you guys use a 3 AWP strategy on this map, or is it only on Dust 2 where you guys will use it?
Didn't pay off with a good shot from Contact there, taking down Speed. Achilles returns fire onto Contact, drops him nicely. Buddha throwing all his nades, perhaps getting some desperate delay because he knows the bomb has been dropped here by B. All of Evolve rotating onto the B side. Achilles sees the smoke, he knows someone's sitting in the corner, doesn't decide to risk it. Will Shox make the flank in time? Psycho dropping Maddie.
Hooligan manages to push up all the way to B side. Psycho right there.
Gets a kill on Psycho.
Play from Valve with their AWPs and
planting the bomb to hold it. At least a little bit of economy comes on that plant. Kullid doesn't get the Shox off. It's down to Hooligan, who drops, and another round through to Eclipse.
That was an excellent retake by Eclipse. Now I know that Shoxy and Secondhand Buddha are very, very, very good friends and excellent teammates as well. The banter between them is very friendly and amusing at the same time. Now let's see what the chat's opinion was on that 3 AWP buy. So Dylan says 3 AWP, never. Says that's an expensive buy. I agree with him there. What's your guys' opinion on that 3 AWP strategy? That
must have completely damaged the economy. And saying that never on a 3 AWP buy, what do we see coming out from IVE Eclipse the very next round? But 3 AWPs.
3 AWPs on defense, CT side, like especially on this map, is not that bad because you can hold quite tight angles. That will make it very hard for Evolve to push.
Now I know that Danny Contact is the captain for IVE, so I think he must have thought this after seeing what Achilles did. Maybe this is going to pay out for IVE and be detrimental towards Evolve.
The 3 AWP strategy here by Eclipse, holding all major entrances to the bomb sites. It's covered with AWPs.
We do see a complete strange in strategy. You are right there, Stallion. So Eclipse, for all the previous rounds, has had a very tight defense. They've been sitting on the choke points, going off very clutch flash plays. Now they're having a much slower, a much more long view on all the entrances with their AWPs, and that they're using those weapons to their prime, as we saw from Shoxy there. Beautiful view on the back passages into A. Puts a smoke grenade up. And he's watching mid. Oof! Almost putting Hilligan's round to an end.
Oh, thank you, Evan, for reminding us that IVE picked up 2 AWPs during the last round from the 3 by or the 3 AWP buy round from Evolve. And Dylan says, when you are ahead 10 rounds, you have the confidence to AWP, you know you'll land those flick shots. So, do you guys think that is a...
That is definitely a point. They have the momentum, and all sports, esports, live sports, mind games is a thing. So Evolve managed to hold on to one of their AWPs there. They got pushed out due to time by Eclipse's counter-terrorist defense. Even though they picked up 2 of the AWPs, does that justify buying a 3rd one? If you have 2 AWPs for free, why invest the economy into a 3rd? I suppose, as we mentioned, it is for the defense and it is for the momentum, and when you're this far ahead, you feel slightly confident to take those risks. Flanky dropping Kullid with his AWP shot there.
Once again, we hardly see utility coming from Evolve's side, and Eclipse just has these open shots at both players as they peek the corners.
That's a very good point, Stallion. Evolve has not been using utility as much as Eclipse has, and it's been benefiting Eclipse very, very well.
Shocks dropping Hooligan there with that AWP shot. I ask you then, my slightly more professional Counter-Strike players, what utility would you want to see more of?
Flash and smokes. Because Eclipse is keeping these tight angles using the 3 AWPs. Evolve knows this, yet we don't see strategic smokes coming at obvious AWP locations. Certain often AWP covers their angle completely, and they can't risk a blind fire like you can with a normal rifle.
I see what you're saying, Stallion. I see what you're saying. So, since the strategy that Evolve has been using hasn't worked out so well for them so far, perhaps a slightly more risk-taking, perhaps a number of flashes going out amongst the team and rushing a site, getting control of it and then defending it once they have the site would be a change in pace at least, and to see if something would happen there. This is the 2nd round in a row that we see Eclipse has won the round via time, just being able to hold them out and giving Evolve no chance of pushing into any of the sites. Something must change for them if they wish to alter their economy and get a couple wins on the board.
The reason Achilles is playing smart at the moment. Got an AWP, and he knows that their economy is currently really messed up, and they are broke. So saving that AWP is beneficial towards them and the economy. Now, because of that, Evolve has bought up with regards to utilities and weapons. Let's see what they can do.
Kullid dropping Shoxy with a deagle shot, claiming the AWP of Shocks, helping a little bit out on the economy of Evolve as well. If you can't buy a gun, maybe just take one from your opponents.
Here we see Maddie coming up with a smoke, covering. Oh, and Speed gets taken down as he pushes without his teammates.
Richard asks, can Stallion turn his mic up perhaps? Turn your mic up for us, please, Stallion.
What we will do now during the halftime is we'll improve Stallion's mic so we can have some of his comments come through a little bit more clearly. Since this is the final round before halftime, isn't it?
Yes, this is the last and final round.
And then we'll have a swap over.
Yes, Mr. Method. The team's names are wrong.
Thank you for joining us. We have noted that early on in the stream, Mr. Method. I wouldn't do this normally, but because he's a personal friend of mine, when you come late, can you hold your comments to yourself, my friend?
Like it takes down 2 as
Matty attempts for the final kill and drops down. Let's quickly turn up Stallion's volume there. The stream will pause for just a moment and we will be right back. Okay, we're muted for now, I hope. I actually don't think so. I don't think that script started. Let's pump you up a bit, Stallion. Test, please.
Got 5 seconds and the next map is live.
Test your sound, Stallion.
testing. 1, 2, 3. How's it going?
Much better, thank you. Let's go back into game.
starting the second round on a 14-1 is not an ideal second half for Evolve.
Maybe they can have an epic comeback. You've seen it happen
before.
Evolve takes out 3.
And welcome Salome for joining us. Thank you for tuning into this. Remember guys, 55 views and we're giving away Alien Isolation.
55 now.
Winner.
Shox takes down Speed. Shox is the last member, and
okay, and it looks like they have finished their game and loaded the next map.
Unfortunately, that seems like it is an issue with our GoTV. So they've already moved on to the next map. They can assume that they won the first and the second round very quickly there. Our next map is going to be Train.
I am so confused, guys. That round was not finished yet.
That round was not finished yet. We are still waiting to see the final clutch plays between Shox there and the last member of Evolve Gaming. Wasn't Maddie? And one can assume Shox took that, and then Eclipse also took the following round from that. I believe this would be reason for us to look further into not watching on a delayed stream, or at least waiting, having some communication with the teams once they've finished their stream, so we can finish the spectate aspect on that as well. Loading into Train here, we will wait a short moment for the teams to ready up and for us to catch up. Since this is a CSGO delayed stream, we'll have to wait for them to finish at least the first round before we can watch them. In the meantime, we will have a bit of a chat with our viewers and wait for Stallion to give us the go-ahead that the match has started.
So Salome from Company saying we can hear you, but you're not loud enough yet. Fortunately, he is a big mouth, and for some reason tonight his mouth is not as big as what it normally is. Bainwolf, hello to you too. Welcome for tuning into the stream. Pardon?
I believe that's a technical difficulty. My mouth is very loud still.
Oh. Well,
tune up
technology.
my mic over here, but that will cause a distortion on Mindy's side.
I have you at increased frames here. Will you let me know as soon as the round goes live? I'm just taking a look at some of the technical side here. We have a live round. Let's get right back into it then.
Actually, players are just joining in. We'll see. We'll get... Oh, Achilles is saying if they can stay CT. Everyone's joining in, and while everyone is joining in, let's book to the chat. Oh, Omar Karate, dude, I greeted you as soon as I first saw you say hello. So we always check our chat and we always say hello to our viewers. Remember guys, we need 55 views to give away Alien Isolation.
And MadoX pushes up the numbers every 5 seconds or so. Started off on 50 and now we're on 55. As we are very confident on our stream. We reached 50 and we won 5-1. No, I'm just joking.
Mr. Method saying louder and what game?
Louder and what game? So we're going to pump up Stallion's volume one last time while the practice rounds are still going. And the game that we are giving away is Alien Isolation.
I was just about to say, Mr. Method, as you can see in the stream, the current game that is being played is Counter-Strike. So I was about to say, why are you asking these stupid questions? But as my teacher said to me, no question is stupid until you ask it stupid. Go.
No question is stupid unless you ask it twice.
That is better than what my teacher said. So my teacher's sayings aren't that smart.
So I'm wondering whether it's vanity that our two teams have decided to forgo naming themselves and simply be known as the counter-terrorists and the terrorists. I wonder if that's still a server bug or just too much effort for anyone to get through.
I think it's a server bug.
Well, this is Africa and nothing is perfect yet.
Nope, nothing is. I don't think everything is perfect anywhere. Or maybe with regards to servers, overseas or have got TSE.
That does depend on your opinion, MadoX, and I know when I play certain games like Rocket League, I would love for them to even have broken servers in South Africa, as long as they were less than 8,000 miles away. Still waiting on the last few members of the two teams to ready up. We see that Eclipse is full ready and now Evolve, probably discussing their last little bit of strategy while bunny hopping across the map.
And so Evolve has asked Innovation if they can they counter terrorists. Remember guys, this is not a competitive game, it is a scrim, and with regards to scrims, they would like to practice their certain sides of a certain map. So yeah, and kudos on iVe allowing them to play CT. That's what we look forward in sports, and even if it is esports, sportsmanship is
resulted in half of Eclipse's team just disconnecting as they say that they are ready. Perhaps a quick rejoin, checking some of the pings. We do see that Shoxy's ping there was a little bit high. Perhaps some of the other members were as well.
Mindy, were you plugging for Rocket League servers in South Africa? That subtle comment.
You know, I've signed enough petitions, I've asked enough people. At this point I'm willing to build my own server if I can just get a hand on the source code of that game.
Is there any game that you guys would want South African servers for? Comment right now what game that is. For me, Player Unknowns. That would, if they could bring in South African servers for that, that would be amazing.
I'm gonna ruin it for both of you because yes, I love Rocket League and PUBG is more fun than I've had in a long time recently. But my heart lies with one of the games I've been playing for the last 11 years, League of Legends. We've even had a scout from Riot Games come out here, assess the South African infrastructure and say no, it is not yet ready for their own servers. But on that note, we finally have both teams readied up and the first round begins.
Let's see what iVe will do with regards to their attack on the counter-terrorists, and let's see how the counter-terrorists defend.
So any comments from either of my casters or the chat? Does train favor the counter-terrorist or the terrorist? I've heard from so many people talking to me about Counter-Strike that the maps are perfectly balanced, and it's one of the most balanced game you can find. And then when you speak to the actual players, they will straight up say certain maps favor certain sides.
Let's see what the chat says, because I have no clue what this is, but whenever I play matchmaking I hear that it is a map. So let's see what comes in.
An aggressive hold here from Evolve as they peek down, which is called iVe.
That is correct. This
there we go.
section is iVe.
I still don't understand why it's iVe, isn't it flower? But anyway.
Ooh, an attempted knife there.
Stallion, with regards to that name calling, if you look right behind the two dustbins, there is a bunch of iVe along the walls. So us gamers, we find something, we get known to it, and we call that certain area on the map that we can see. Now let's get back to, with regards to South African servers, we asked our viewers what servers would they want. Salumi Fun Company saying he wants Candy Crush servers. Mr. Method saying PUBG, Titanfall, LOL, Rocket Balls, and
also Rocket League amongst the innovation guys.
Yes, that is for us. The iVe, we stick to the game, but then we give them weird names. And Omicrat is saying Sims. Yes, Sims does need South African servers. I agree with you on that.
Yes, so that was a well-deserved win there from Evolve, cutting off most of the iVe's members early and then slowly squishing Buddha down like a mouse caught in a trap. That gives the first round of economy to the counter-terrorists, where we see a very conservative buy, a couple submachine guns, and in answer to that, a fair amount of utility and pistol upgrades for the terrorist team, which I wonder if that will delay their economy for the next round.
I don't know, but this strat... Oh, sorry. This strat is a commonly known strat as Tech 9 Rush B, and iVe is currently doing this at the moment.
Tech 9 Rush B. I've heard that before in my few games that I've played, although the word Circa Blut were thrown around quite often. I think I insulted someone's Russian mother.
We saw Kullet keeping a lot of utility on his body, but he went down before he was able to use it. That's one of the utility uses that we're lacking from the Evolve side.
Yeah, with regards to utility, I know if you do die, you do drop weapons. So if the CSGO players in chat can clarify, do you drop utility and do you drop all of it or just a few of the utility?
And looking at Psycho's inventory, I believe he dropped all of it. He picked up the entire arsenal of Kullet.
Really?
So you can scavenge off your dead teammate's body.
Especially
Perhaps,
the utility. You save a lot of money if you can scavenge enemy utility.
Very interesting to find out.
Psycho here approaching Ivy. Maybe the only call out on this map that I know. And it would be interesting if he does not use his flashes as he enters into this area without... Wait.
Again, holding the angle on shots.
There we go. Comes out the first smoke from Psycho as they smoke off their enemy, knowing that his sight is completely blocked. Feet open doors as they enter into a site, and now Evolve is forced to change their angles as Eclipse smoke flash their way into a site.
Kullet, the last man standing for Evolve,
Is currently
takes down two as they plant the bomb. Rapidly backs off. Taking the flank.
Psycho gonna plant the bomb. He's going. Looks like Psycho's gonna get in the plant, get the plant in.
Here we see
Molotovs off towards train.
Yeah, it's a classic use of utility, blocking off obvious entrance from Evolve, and Evolve takes down Psycho as he's up Ivy.
Some brilliant rotations there. Claims the prize of the AK and gets the defuse. Extra economy for Evolve. Just what they needed for that little bit something extra early in the game.
And guys, if you have not noticed, their names are actually fixed and they're kind of on the same team and the same side as the players.
Praise be to server engineers.
So, Color just showing how powerful that Tech 9 is when it comes to the, not Tech 9, the 5.7 pistol, how powerful it is compared to the AK. If I'm not mistaken, that Valve is looking at nerfing the 5.7 as they have already nerfed the
Good shots by Flanky in contact there. The round has begun with some early blood.
Like iVe is committing to a full B plant, getting 2 picks on B, and let's see what Valve's response is towards this plant.
Oof. Maddie and Speed both taking blood in return.
On a 3v3 with Flanky.
Another one down.
Oh, he goes down as I was about to mention his health.
Now they're being surrounded from all sides.
What can Psycho do? Psycho's in the smoke.
He's in the thick of things. He takes one down. A second on the defuse. Speed.
Let's see what Second Hand Buddha can do here. This is crucial as...
That is the time. The bomb is going off and it will take... Neither of them down. They managed to save the economy. A good retreat from them, understanding when the round is lost, and perfect use of timing of that bomb. A good plant from iVe, and they've taken the lead in terms of economy. Let's see what they can do with this.
This round proves tighter than the previous map. It's like on the map on Evolve's side. Go 2-2 versus Eclipse at the moment.
And now, as I wondered in the beginning, is that due to any sort of imbalance in the game, or perhaps this is just Evolve's map of preference?
I think in every esports title, every team has a certain map that they prefer and practice hard on, and they just do well in. And I think that Train is Evolve's preferred map.
So noting that was speed free firing into that smoke there and partialing almost everyone on Eclipse's side. Thankfully though, Eclipse managed to get through without any losses and takes down 2, now 3 of the counter-terrorists.
Did Eclipse just go through CT to get the bomb plant on B? That is a wonderful play by Eclipse.
Strategy I've heard referred to as going around the world.
Around the world in 60.
Not so much in 60 days. They only have, 112 seconds.
Well, then we shall change it. Going around the world in 60 seconds. Is that even possible?
These days, MadoX, I'm not going to doubt anything. Batty decides to save onto his hard-earned and hardly fought for M16, giving that round over to iVe-Eclipse, who now take the lead 2-3.
Dylan, actually, I am a global elite player. You can ask contact. You can ask the iVe guys. In fact, you can even ask.
I can vouch for that, Dylan, and I can also vouch for the fact that that account cost him a fair bit of money.
Cost me a lot of money, and now the struggle is to keep. See, what happens is my count may be low, but I love smurfing, so I smurf on my main. Logic.
Achilles gets drops. Contact started in this round already. Ooh, some good shots of Buddha there. Cooler drops down. We're down to Hooligan as the last hope for Evolve.
Here we see a Molly come out.
He is getting rushed.
And here we see a good use of utility as the Molly comes out, blocking the retreat to iVe, forcing him to hide behind one of 2 places, and that will be either the train or the corner.
And eventually rushing him from both sides. What I see from that round took only 37 seconds as the bit of information popped up there. Extreme contrast from the last map we saw, where iVe's strategy was to hold the terrorists at bay for as long as they could, and we have a number of rounds that reached the end of their time. Here we see iVe are perhaps afraid of that happening to themselves and do quite a number of rushes into the CT, taking heavy losses at the time, but at least breaking through. Some interesting grenades being dropped down the hole here by Buddha.
Yeah, no, I think Eclipse has a certain strategy when it comes to planting the bomb, as most players wait for a certain time on the clock before they push. So, yeah, well, we will find out after the game with regards to the players that are playing what their plan was, and we'll hear what the captain said.
Flanky from a height advantage there, which was super unexpected. Flanky
watching Buddha holding this little corner in the train station very aggressively.
We see Evolve using a slow hold and not peeking corners unnecessarily pays off in the end as they take this round from Eclipse.
Keeping a cool head, hey.
Aggressive plays from Evolve on the CT side, causing them to lose early players, making it hard with a 3v5.
That is definitely a mistake that I always make myself, Stallion. Pushing too early, pushing too hard, getting impatient as the game goes round. Perhaps a true master of Counter-Strike would use the full round time to his max before having to make any rash decisions.
You see Hooligan with incendiaries or mollies in his hand, but he's not covering iVe at all, but instead he decides to aim down sight.
So, perhaps if you could answer for me, Stallion, I noticed that at the beginning of this round there was quite an extreme split on iVe's team, with Psycho and Flanky staying back almost at spawn until the rest of the team had already made it to B bomb site.
Now that would be to stop a flank coming from behind, especially from this iVe. If it's not covered completely, such an easy flank to pull off. And we see the flash comes in and Hooligan is blinded as iVe manages to push through an open door. And that all because Hooligan failed to throw his molly or nades. and predict the moves of Eclipse. The use of utility out here that's got one of the most important parts in having a full arsenal and not using it is a waste of money and drastically changes the flow of the game.
I understand. So now we see that Eclipse has full hold of the bomb site. They are a 2-player advantage. Have Evolve already decided to eco this round?
I think Evolve is saving as they've got an AWP and a by the looks of things, Matty 420 picked up a KM, so I would save this round so we can keep the AWP for next round when we get another push.
I'm seeing a definite strength from IVE pushing onto bomb site B, and Evolve's hold of A is far superior to Eclipse's push of that. Is this just going to result in the same strategy being pushed round after round?
It can, because the Evolve guys' weakness would be Bravo, because it looks like they only have 2 players actually defending Bravo and not having very strategic angles. So,
as we discussed, you can see it happening right now. A hard push onto Bravo. Evolve lose Achilles early on, forcing the rest of the team to rotate. And now we see a bit of a mind game happening from Eclipse, where they're sending Buddha back down into his little hidey hold, pushing off the flank from A up into the kitchen area, and the bomb, however, is still sitting at T-spawn. What is going through the mind of Eclipse?
might be opening up a gate somewhere on the site before they bring the bomb closer, causing Valve to get confused as to which site is actually being pushed. Saw it in the previous game against, I believe, Finesse.
Yeah.
Oh, where they had
No,
this
not Finesse. I think it was
BZK.
BZK Ascension. They had that sneaky play on B Mirage where they had a full utility used on A sites and causing Finesse or no Ascension to rotate from B to A. The easy chance.
And we saw just now how Eclipse hang back and manages to open up the site, cause a rotate and then plant A.
And we see that even though Speed had decided to eco his AWP, try and hold it as much as possible, IVE were having none of that. Eclipse decided they want to play it safe all the time, we're going to hunt them down. We know we have the bomb at A, check all the nooks and crannies and make them pay for that conservative playing.
Yeah, I know it's a nuke, but what's a cranny?
Now, if you have a look with regards to the economy, Eclipse's economy is very strong, whereas Valve has decided to go on a save. And as I said, that second-hand Buddha dies too soon. And
Shocks
Shoxy getting
taking out 2 of their people. Down to Hooligan. Maddie's down as well. That was the shortest round so far.
Sorry, if you looked at the approach Flanky used with his nades and flashes, entering into only one guy, you can see how, I can't remember who was it that was left alone, they was completely confused being hit from 2 angles and utility just coming in. He had no chance doing anything.
Let's see what this chat has to say at Dylan. Oh, Mindy, it looks like everyone's been calling you silence on chat. So Dylan's silent, going into detail with everything, clearly born to be a caster. Mistaking Duke, thanks for correcting him. And unfortunately, Silent thinks that casting is lame and therefore is not currently casting with us, where he rather main as a competitive player. Which I don't blame him, he is a very, very good player.
As always, we'll put a open blanket out to any of our viewers. We are new to the casting game and we're willing to take as much critique and criticism as you can dish out. As my ex-girlfriend would say so often, hurt me please with your comments. And we'll keep casting the game from there and keep growing as our viewers do as well.
Just remember guys, 55 viewers and we're giving away Alien Isolation. We at 9, I was going to say 10. We need another... Someone help me out, my maths is really bad.
MadoX.
Just 2.
MadoX.
Just another 2. Okay.
5 more viewers. Call your granny, call your auntie, call your little dog for all I care. Put him on your cell phone watching the show. I need to get rid of this game because I'm not going to play it. So Steam code giveaway open for anyone if we can reach however many viewers we reach at the end of the show. I've always appreciated Shox' sneaky little dropping the nades down into this little hole that he's sitting in now. I find it quite an interesting skill that I've never got the hang of. My nades always seem to go as far as they possibly can go, and then normally off the map after that.
With regards to the comments on your ex, it's like no wonder she's your ex. Cheeky little comment there.
If you left click on your mouse, that's when you chuck the nade as far as possible, and right click means just dropping it. I believe that's how he manages to get that nade right down.
As simple as that.
Simple as that.
Is iVe going for another B push? By the looks of things, the bomb is heading in that direction. Achilles with the push-up, getting the pick on Buddha hand.
We'll mark that down as another strike next to MadoX's name.
You can mark that as another 3 strikes because I made a mess up again of his name. I'm not going to hear the end of this.
See, iVe Eclipse once again pushing B. As I've always said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Bomb going down.
Here we see a mock
Evolve starting to rotate.
Look at what Eclipse is doing here. They have planted for B, whereas one guy, Contact, is standing on the bomb, and he's being pushed by 3 Evolve players.
Speeds drop to smoke. Is he going to go for a rapid defuse? Unfortunately, the smoke does not cover him, and the Molotov goes down over the bomb.
Oh, Matt spots the head of Shox as he forward.
And Flanky decides to take a beautiful view of his gun as the bomb goes off. Allah Akbar.
Dylan, I am not a class boot. In fact, I am the exact opposite. I am, according to my friends, a city boy. I don't like being called a city boy, but
that's exactly what he is.
Just because I refuse to wake up and look at a sunset on our way back from a trip, I said chip. I am.
We see Hooligan throws his flash as he tries to push long down iVe. Takes down 1. Works out in his favor. Contact there, but decides to pull back. Finally, utility coming out there in the iVe play, but Frankie's already on A side, forcing Evolve back to the B area.
Fire comes in. Kula doesn't manage to dodge that. Has to move. Bomb is down on A. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this not the first time we've seen them plant A successfully?
This is the second time, actually. The first time we saw a successful plant on A was when that 5-7 totally and utterly wrecked Psycho.
I remember that.
Well, it looks like iVe Eclipse has called for a pause. So while that is happening,
that would be due to their ping spikes from Shox and Flanky, both going over the 50 mark.
The 50 mark, you say? It seems like Shox is peeking over the 100 mark there.
Oh, over the 100 mark.
Yeah, Shoxy giving his 118%. Don't want that when it comes to your ping.
Yeah, a solid carry from Shox. 15-7. Kill KD. And we see a similar KD from Speed. But Kulet coming in second on 7-10, and Flanky on his 7-6 shows why Eclipse is in the lead.
Taking a further look at the statistics there, look at the total damage dealt graph. Eclipse has constantly been in the lead over Evolve. Only recently have they been starting to close that gap down.
I believe that would be because Eclipse aims at the feet better than Evolve. This game, aim at the feet, hit the head.
Would you elaborate a little bit more on that for me, please, Stallion? For someone whose previous experience of shooter games is limited to Battlefield 4.
Now that's just me saying it because I am very bad at CSGO. Everyone tells me you aim at the head, you shoot the head, but when I shoot at the feet, I actually get a headshot. I don't understand the mechanics of this game completely.
Well, I'm going to take that advice to the heart, and next time I play, perhaps I will shoot at some of the toesies.
Make sure you have an AK in hand. I believe the recoil pattern is quite high on that AK.
Achilles sneaking up. Is he aware of the Eclipse members?
Oh! Taking down 2 players. What a play!
And all of a sudden, Evolver down to a single player.
I wonder if Shoxy aimed at the feet there when he got that headshot, or was he aiming at the head itself?
Perhaps that is something we will ask Contact in the interview after this, is where the optimum aim spot for an AK would be.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
I'm telling you, it's the toes. There's not a chance that aiming at the head means the bullet goes to the head. The pros makes it look too easy.
But remember, the pros play every day of every hour, and they practice really, really hard. So
I am no higher than MG2. That's the highest I've ever gone. On CSGO, currently stuck on Nova 3 because I lost my rank. I had to try and gain it back up. Slowly getting that rank up. Being AK2 or MG2 or whatever you call it, Monster Guardian Elite.
No,
my aim is still.
MGE.
Yeah, my aim is still aim at the feet, hit the head. Get to that kills where your aim actually goes when you shoot.
So, Eben, please do a shout out to Danny in the interview. What do you want us to say from you? That's what you mean, if I am not mistaken. You want us to shout out at him for playing so badly and being at the bottom of the log. Let us know.
We'll take note of that.
Oh, and that team kill by Contact
comes in from Contact as he throws that nade around the corner.
I think we're gonna have a shout to him at the end of the game, huh? Who's all with me on that? Like
MVP Contact. MVP.
Well, Contact finishes off Achilles with that nice op shot, redeeming himself for that team kill.
That is that half down, and let us see a round switch. Not quite as one-sided as in the first game, so we get to see a couple rounds with the strategy of Evolve pushing into Eclipse as the terrorists.
Alright, don't worry, Eben, we'll let him know that you sat there and watched how badly he played.
Friends gonna be friends, I guess. It's their enemies.
With friends like those who needs enemies.
Oh yes. I have a
hard push by Evolve on A side, taking down the Contact. Second hand Buddha gets an immediate
gets 2 trade kills.
And the bomb has been planted mid-fight.
Aggressive with the trade kill. 2 trade kills.
1v2 with the bomb.
Can.
Oh, Flanky gets the shot from the side.
If he hold his position, he could have taken down 1 before he goes down as A side is being defused.
Knife him, Flanky, I dare you.
Do it for the views.
And do it for the meme.
That would not be counted as a headshot. That would be a toe shot. The rush looked strong from Evolve's side, but the quick rotate from Eclipse caught Evolve completely off guard and they managed to take that back. But we see a similar push to B side that's so commonly used.
Flanky managing to get a round 2 AWP going. That must be absolutely terrifying.
That would be a scout.
And
the baby AWP.
Pushing up here. If he can do, let's see what he is able to do with regards to this push. He gets 1 kill. Oh,
immediate
1 kill to Psycho.
Taken on Psycho. Wolf is on a 4v3.
Shox managing to
gets 2
take
kills.
2 down.
Rush.
The bomb has been planted for the economy. And Hooligan drops shocks just to be hit down by Flanky.
Oh, and Flanky gets a double kill with a scout. As he secures his sight for a defuse. That was a good show from Flanky.
So I'd like to
MVP,
give
definitely.
a shout out to Wesley Superman, who is the best Rocket League player in IVE. Good luck when you guys play in DGC. Sober.
And we see Flanky holding on to his scout, only to be matched by Achilles on the opposite side there.
Now look at this. Achilles has bought an AWP. Let's see if Flanky and Achilles will go toe to toe. Flanky checking. Ooh.
You know, eventually I'm going to have to learn the difference between the AWP and the scout. One of them kills you, the other one just makes you hurt, I assume?
Yes, you assume correct, and it's a very distinct pattern, or not pattern, image that the AWP has compared to the scout.
Something that
Flanky
scars
has a
most
bipod where the
CSGO.
AWP has no bipod. On your little icons next to the player names.
I'll
What
try
the
keep
easiest-
track of that then. So Achilles is hurting there, standing with his big boom cannon.
Hooligan gets taken down by Flanky's AWP.
And as soon as that happened, Achilles is taken out by contact. What a excellent play by IVE.
And this is just what we were speaking of earlier. We saw Evolve buy up, but Kulit was stuck on Deagle only. We had an AWP on Achilles and full rifles on the rest, but Kulit was stuck on a Deagle, and he ended up being the last alive, not able to do anything because he had a pistol in hand only. I believe it would be better for them to just have a full buy or try to look at their economy. Why was he playing with a Deagle only?
As
Now
we discussed in the first map, perhaps it is better to sacrifice one player's economy for the good of the team.
We see this sort of deck with Kulit completely outfragged or outgunned pistol trying to.
And the bomb was planted on A, and IVE Eclipse have gone and defused the bomb. Once again, the IVE's retakes are very well at the moment. Every bomb plant that has been planted by Evolve has been by IVE. So I think retakes was another important part of the game, if I am not mistaken.
Definitely, but as we move into what could be the final round of this match, map point, we see full buy-ups on both teams, desperate to finish it off on a high note.
Evolve is being strong on their plants as they take it, try to get the plant down, but then they don't manage to actually keep that bomb from being defused. Defensive play doesn't look as strong as their offensive play. Wolf is taking it slow. Flanky sees the toe there of speed. Knows that there's somebody coming. Patiently waiting for him with his AWP.
Oh, and Flanky taking down Hooligan. Flanky taking down
take down
Cola.
2.
Oh, and
and he
Speed
gets
sees him and ends his
flanked
kill
by
streak.
Speed. Have Achilles flanked in the back as he gets taken down by Shocks with a headshot.
And boom, we have it. First round heading in the way of IVE Eclipse, 16-3 if I am correct, and the second round a similar performance of 16-4 to IVE Eclipse. Well done to both our teams, and we will catch up with them in just a moment on TeamSpeak. Please stay tuned if you're interested in hearing any opinions from the captains of both IVE Eclipse and Evolve Gaming.
Just check if he drops into the landing zone.
We will pull him in as soon as we can. In the meantime, enjoy me trying to learn a game that I've just started learning how to cast while we have a chat with the captain of iVe Eclipse, Contact.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good to have you on the stream again, Contact. Been a while since we last spoke to you.
Been ages.
Fantastic. So, Contact, we saw a very different strategy playing from the last time I saw you. It was much more aggressive, if I can say that. Any comments on your own opinion on your team's play? Because if I'm allowed to be so crude, they did carry you tonight.
Oh, that's harshness. Yeah, look, tonight we were on actually quite a little bit of a tight deadline, so we actually did have to get the game done quite quickly. So we were being extremely aggressive as to where we're normally a little bit more passive and play it out. So we did have to play a tiny bit more aggressive, which actually just ended up working in our favor, so we just carried on with that play style the entire time. Yeah, I was getting picked off quite a little bit, and luckily I did have my team there to support me and back up and refrag, and that's all we can ask for at the end of the day. The boys played extremely well tonight. Everyone's form was pretty much spot on, and at the end of the day I'm quite happy with the result.
Oh, fantastic. That's always good to hear. Contact, we each agreed during the game that we'd have one specific question for each of the captains if we can get them in here. And I know Stallion and MadoX have been thinking quite hard as to what their questions are. From me, it's rather simple. How on earth do you aim for those headshots? Because I'm trying to learn Counter-Strike myself, and if you watch the end of the stream with the context, it's with the interviews that are going now, I don't have much of a chance at all. What is the best way of aiming with an AK? The toes! It has to be the toes!
Aim for the head and press left click.
I don't believe you, because it never works!
Honestly, tons and tons and tons of hours of practice, dude.
Fantastic. Well, I see we do have someone new in the TeamSpeak joining in there. Have we managed to get hold of our rival captain from Evolve Gaming?
Yes, now I'm online.
Fantastic. Welcome to the stream. It was absolutely fantastic watching you. We had a quick chat with Contact, and as some of the viewers who tuned in last time we cast again, we had an introduction of Contact's team, a bit of an explanation of where the team comes from and each of the players. Speed, if you'd be able to talk us a little bit through Evolve Gaming. I understand you are a new team. What information do you have for me on Evolve?
Well, I've only been back into CS about 5 months, and got back in, and you know, I'm a very competitive person, so I got hold of some friends that were playing, and we jumped straight into DGL, and first thing we playing is Lems and Ali's, and that's how I got hold of Matty. I mean, Matty's an old friend of mine. Matty's been playing for quite a while. Then you're looking at Ruli. Ruli used to work with Matty. Also very new to CS, and we're trying to groom him. He's actually our sub normally, but we thought, you know, let's give him some game time, see how it is. Also just to see how can I put it, how it is to actually play competitively. And then we've got Nobby and Khaled, Keely's and Khaled. Khaled's also been friends with Maddie, and awesome aim on most nights, the most raging person I know.
It's always good to have a high-spirited member on the team.
Yeah, I think he's got high spirits for days. And then we needed someone a little bit more calm to bring to the team. And back then, Khaled was IGL, and it just seemed, you know, the team wasn't really calm. So we tried Nobby out, or Achilles out. He's from CT. He's one of Khaled's friends. And he's also learning. I mean, the guy's putting in the hours. He's learning the. He's doing research. He's sending us weekly emails, and you know, some rounds, you know, we enjoyed the game a lot, but you know, some rounds could have gone differently. It's our, how can I put it? It's our. We've only played Cobble a few times together, and train is really get competitive in. So yeah, I mean, that's everyone. You got Maddie, Khaled. Don, who's not playing tonight. He's in the core team. And Achilles.
Fantastic, that's great to hear. Any comments for your rival captain here, Contact? This is a scrim, and obviously in the spirit of learning, any advice for anyone starting out the game such as me, or any fellow competitive players and teams such as IVE Eclipse?
You know, the thing is with CS, you just got to put in the hours and hours and hours, and also just to be positive. I mean, I think that's the #1 thing. I mean, some days, I mean, about 3 weeks ago, I contacted Adam. I wasn't hitting the side of a bus for like 3 days straight, and it was very, it was really depressing, shall I rather say. So I mean, best thing is, you know, when things are good, appreciate it. When things are bad, appreciate it as well, because it's just a learning experience.
Fantastic. And then directly my own personal question that I did just ask Contact as well is I'm currently learning CSGO myself, and I'm struggling to even get some kills on bots. If you watch the stream afterwards, you'll see during this interview I'm getting royally handed to you. How do you shoot an AK so accurately? Because aiming at the head, as Contact says, that just doesn't work.
Don't move.
The thing is, especially with an AK, is what I normally do myself is a lot of the aim maps. I started with just the bots standing still, and then I started increasing the speed that they're moving and they're jumping and uneven ground. And also, a lot of the times with the AK, it's not about where the crosshair is. It's more like where the bullets are going. So it's more of a feeling when you're getting the AK more than aim, or more than watching the crosshair.
Where the bullets are going. That sounds about right, the advice that I want to know, because where I'm aiming is not where the bullets are going. I'm going to hand you over now to my two fellow casters, MadoX and Stallion, if they have any questions. I know they have 1 or 2 lined up for each of the coaches, and some comments from them. MadoX, over to you.
Oh, greetings, guys. So before we begin, Contact, Evans wants to give you a shout out. His shout out is that he had to sit and watch how badly you played. So you owe him an apology.
Yes, he's such a swine, actually.
So I've got a question for Evolve Gaming. So you guys have been established for how long now?
I think it's what, 5 months.
No, it's not that long. I joined the team end of June.
Yeah, there we go. I only started playing CS about 5 months ago again.
Okay, so with regards to that, Contact, do you have any advice for Evolve Gaming with regards to how they play today?
No, you guys played extremely well. I mean, there were a couple of rounds that were just absolute world class. You shut us down on a couple of takes, which was really good. But we started eventually picking apart your CT side, because you tend to hold the same positions constantly. So that's when we kept faking you guys out, going to different sites and just making sure we had our refrags down. So if you guys can just switch up your sides, switch up how you refrag, and switch up your rotates especially, were a little bit slow. So if you guys can work on that, you guys will be incredible. I firmly believe that you have the capabilities to be one of the best.
Thank you.
Awesome, man.
So Nobby, I see you have joined us. What is your role in?
Well, I'm newly elected IGL for Evolve Gaming. Things weren't working out so lacquer with a Rager, because he would just shout out what you did wrong instead of telling you what to do next. So we thought, let's get him back on the fragging, and I started putting together a few basic strats, working out some smokes, and then the rest is just rush B. That's correct.
Rush B.
Rush B will take time. So I just would like to say thanks to both teams for allowing us to cast your game. You guys can always view it on Mindy's YouTube channel after it's been uploaded. I'll send the link to Contact. Maybe if you can get into contact with you guys, or we can Facebook message you, that would be an ideal. So that is it from me. We're going to hand over to Stallion here. Maybe he has a few questions to ask you guys.
Awesome.
Well done. Well done, big look, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
My
man.
research there on Evolve Gaming, I see you guys are currently on rank 144 of the DGL ladder.
Yeah, yes. The thing is, with if I may just comment there, you know, when we started DGL, it was up and down. We had a win, we had a loss, and we were picking the teams. We were picking teams on losses, we were picking teams on wins, and you know, I used to do professional wrestling, not professional wrestling, I used to do amateur wrestling, and I used to always wrestle against someone that was 2 or 3 years older than me. And I mean, that brought me Springbok colors, you know, 2-3 years later. So, especially the same thing with CS is, you know, a lot of the experienced guys hate inexperienced people playing against them. But for the inexperienced people to get actually better quicker, you need to obviously be able to play against the better teams. So with regards to DGL, I mean, we challenge anyone, and if we win, we win, and if we lose, we lose. Both times we review it. I mean, at the moment, my team's waiting for me in another TeamSpeak channel to obviously go through the pros and cons and what happened during the games. But you know, we enjoyed it, and you guys have a great setup over here.
Fantastic, so much for that.
See Evolve Gaming in other competitions like the ESEA and ESL soon.
We hope so. I mean, we're putting in the hours. That's number one. I mean, the guys are dedicated. I mean, we've had some guys trying to rage quit and all that, but if you have a cool mind and you put the time and effort in, anything's possible.
It's always nice to see new talent rising.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much to both the captains there, and on that note, as you said, you have your teams waiting eagerly for you. I'm going to ask one final thing before you guys leave, a decision we'll leave up to the captains. At the beginning of the stream, we offered all our viewers the chance of a game giveaway if we were to reach 50 views, as MadoX says, but we never really taught MadoX to count, so we were thinking the fact that we reached to 15 viewers simultaneously, that's a good enough step for us. Are we giving away a copy of Alien Isolation today, captains?
Indeed, sir.
Yeah, why not?
We will do so then. So all the viewers who are currently in stream, I consider you all have entered. We'll leave it up to Stallion and MadoX to choose a winner from one of you, and you will shortly receive a Steam code for Alien Isolation. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed some quality CS from some local South African teams here, and some not so quality CS from myself playing against a bunch of bots while we interviewed them. I hope to see you next time that we will be casting a game. We extend our invite to any teams are welcome, not only those affiliated with IVE, and thank you, have a good evening. Goodbye.
Thanks,
Signing out
Thank
from
you.
me, Mindy, and the rest of my crew.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
User left your channel. User